Hello, my name is Darren Thomas. I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this particular video, we're going to continue to look at the use of Boolean logic inside RStudio and the R programming language. So, as you can see, I already have my two objects set up here, Sue.cells and Jenny.cells. And just as a quick review, as you know that when you're using Boolean logic, what it is that you give RStudio, two different values, and RStudio will tell you whether those values are true or false, if the statement is true or false, depending on what you put inside the computer. So just as in a review, I might want to say, okay, Sue.cells is greater than Jenny.cells. So what it's doing is this. You can see it returns a value false, 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 true, true, false. What RStudio is doing, or what the R programming language is doing, is that it is comparing the first item in Sue.cells with the first item in Jenny.cells. 4 is greater than 9. Is that true or false? Obviously that is false. And then it compares the second value with the second value. 2 and 10. 2 is greater than 10. That's false. And it goes all the way through. And so the beauty of it is that you're able to, in a very quick shot, find out whether or not these statements are true or false. That's the beauty of Boolean logic. And there's a whole lot more to it than what I'm saying. But in this particular video, not only can you compare two different objects with different values of them, you can also compare a vector to an individual number. So let me give you an example. I could do Sue.cells is greater than 5. Now, what is happening is that every number or every stored value in Sue.cells is being tested to see if it is greater than the number 5. So 4 greater than 5, that's a false. 2 greater than 5, that's a false. However, 6 is greater than 5 is true, 7 true, 8 true, and then of course 1 is false. That is what it also can do. But sometimes you don't want the individual Boolean statements. Maybe you want to know, okay, what item inside the actual vector is true in this particular instance. If we want to do that, we put in the same code, but in front of it we put the which function. The which function tells you which ones apply to the statement inside the parentheses. So I press enter again, and so now it tells me items 3, 4, and 5 are all true. In other words, for this statement they're true. And if you count here, first item is 1, second item is 2, this is item number 3, it's 6, item number 4 is 7, item number 5 is 8. These three values are of course greater than 5, and this is where the 3, 4, 5 come from, if you've been listening carefully. Now, we can also do something called taking an index. This is where R will pull specific values based on whatever it is you put into it. So the first thing we have to do is we have to make an object that has our criteria. And then we will use brackets and apply it to whatever variable that we created to see which values hold. So let me give you an example so that this makes sense. Let's say I want to make a variable called best days. That's what I want to do. And this is what I want to put inside it. I want to put Sue.cells that are less than Jenny.cells. That's what I want to do. And so I just want to run that real quick. And so we did that. But I'm not done yet. So now I have a logical vector. If I put this inside my console, you're just going to see a true, true, false, 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 true. But that's not what I want. I want to index specific values. So what you do for that is you put Jenny.cells. This is my variable, and then I use the brackets, best.days. Now it tells you what are the best days. So in other words, it tells you specifically what days or what values are Jenny.cells greater than Sue.cells. And so it tells you 9, 10, and 9. And if you look at the actual variable, you see 9, 10, and 9. Those are the times where when you compare Jenny.cells to Sue.cells, they're greater than. So 9 is greater than 4, 10 is greater than 6, and of course 9 is greater than 1. So this is another power, this is another benefit of using logical vectors in R. So one last thing that I would like to show you is the sum. So let's say I wanted to sum up best.days. Now, what this is telling me is that if you use the sum, there are three numbers, three items in best.days. That's basically all that it means. It's just another benefit that you can use. So you can see here that there's a whole lot that we can do with logical vectors and Boolean logic, and we're only uncovering the surface here. So in this particular video, we learned about how to compare an object to one specific number. We learned some of the power of the which function, how it indicates which numbers inside a vector meet a particular criteria. And we also learned a little bit about indexing, where you can pull specific numbers from an object based on a particular criteria. So we hope that this video was useful and beneficial for you, and we thank you for listening. Take care.